Once upon a time, in the vast expanse of the Himalayas, a group of curious sages gathered around Lord Shiva, the master of meditation and the ultimate yogi. They had long sought the deeper truths of existence, but were still confused by one key question. What is the real power of silence in meditation, and how does it connect one to the divine? The sages approached Lord Shiva, seeking his wisdom. One of them asked, "O Lord, you sit in deep meditation for eons, but why do you choose silence? How can silence be so powerful? Please enlighten us with your wisdom." Shiva, known for his deep, calm presence, opened his eyes slowly. His face was serene, radiating an aura of peace and stillness. He smiled and said, "I shall not answer you with words, but through experience. Follow me." Lord Shiva then led the sages to a quiet, serene forest at the foot of the Himalayas. There, he sat beneath a sacred tree and motioned for the sages to sit with him. "Close your eyes," he instructed, "and surrender to the silence." At first, the sages were restless. Their minds buzzed with thoughts, questions, and doubts. The sound of the wind, the chirping of birds, and even their own breath seemed louder than ever. But as time passed, something remarkable happened. As they sat in silence, they became attuned to the stillness within. Hours went by, and the sages' minds slowly quieted. In that deep silence, they began to feel something they had never experienced before. A profound connection arose from within, a connection that transcended their thoughts and senses. They felt the presence of the divine, not outside, but within themselves. They realized that silence was not empty. It was full of wisdom, of peace, and of God. After what seemed like an eternity, Shiva spoke softly, breaking the stillness. "In the silence, did you hear my answer?" One sage, with tears in his eyes, replied, "Yes, O Lord. In the silence, we found answers that no words could ever convey. We felt the divine presence not as a distant entity, but as something that resides within us." Shiva smiled and said, "Silence is the language of the soul. It is in the stillness that you can hear the voice of the divine. In meditation, when the mind becomes silent, the ego dissolves, and you experience oneness with the universe. This is why I sit in silence. It is my way of merging with the infinite, of becoming one with the cosmos." He continued, "The power of silence is beyond words. It is a state of inner peace, where the noise of the outer world and the chatter of the mind fade away. In that silence, you realize your true nature, pure consciousness, pure bliss." The sages bowed to Lord Shiva in reverence, having learned that the true power of meditation lies not in thought, but in silence. They understood that silence is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of peace, the gateway to self-realization. From that day on, the sages practiced deep meditation, embracing the power of silence as a way to connect with the divine. They realized that in the quiet depths of their being, they could hear the whisper of the universe, the voice of God, just as Lord Shiva had shown them.